List alphabetical because our list is alphabetical also in the US because everybody likes rankings, and when we were talking about it, we said, should we change that for India? Should we make it a list where we have rankings? And you remember, in this, if you build competition, then a little bit of the collaboration goes away. So this is an area that is difficult for everybody who is part of it. There is no one who can step up and claim, we found the answers, we know how this is done, so we really don't need to be part of this group. The reality is everybody, it's a work in progress. So if you blame and shame them, chances are they're only going to come once, because being embarrassed publicly once is enough. Especially when you compare yourself to a group of competitors within your industries or other companies in your geography. So this notion of building a list that is alphabetical, but telling each company what their rank is doing a little bit of both. But we have really held to this for 31 years in the US, and we will commit to staying with it here. But I wanted to explain it to tell you why that was the case. As it relates to the Male Ally Award, one of the reasons we brought our conference to Mumbai was because, you know, Mumbai is the financial services capital. But if you look at the financial services industry in India, it has an incredible number of women leaders. And so we used to have a popular joke in the US. We used to say when I was working at Merrill Lynch that if you wanted to be the CEO of a investment or commercial bank, go to India. Because India is where women get to be CEOs of banks. It isn't still happening in the US. If you look at the US banking industry, we still don't have a single woman CEO for any major bank. So when digging into it, we started to look at, where did this come from? How do you have so many women CEOs here? And that's where we came upon the story of Mr. Kamath. And I think most of you know about it, you've heard about it. Here was this gentleman leading ICICI, and he was the CEO, and about 18 years ago decided that he was going to look at talent. In order to make his bank the best bank in the country, he needed to focus on talent that other people weren't looking at. And that's how he came upon the fact that if he were able to develop, promote, nurture the careers of women, that he would have an edge that would put him over the top as compared to other banks here. So as it happened, you know, from Chanda to Shikha to all of the other leaders here, he began to nurture and develop their careers, mentor them, sponsor them, push them. I think Chanda always tells the story of how she came back from maternity leave and then got this big stretch assignment, and you know, people were wondering, what are they trying to do? Are they trying to push you out of the company? In reality, what he was doing was he was really trying to get her well-rounded to be able to be promoted further. So as it happened, when he was ready to retire, if you looked at the people on the bench, 5 of the 7 people on the bench ready to take his job were women. A woman got the job, you know who she is. And guess what happened to the other 4 women who didn't get the job? Other banks came in and picked them up, and they became CEOs of other banks. And overnight, India went from having no women CEOs in banking to having 5 women CEOs in banking. And then that just mushroomed. It then spilled over, and you look at the ranks of banking leaders in this country, from banks to, you know, you look at the international, multinational banks, their country heads are women. You look at the largest rating agency, Ashu Suyash, who was here yesterday to speak at our conference, led by a woman, Crystal. And then you have the stock exchange led by a woman. You have the Reserve Bank of India governors, many women in there. So the industry proliferates. And yet you go back to the model that was set by Mr. Kamath. And I will tell you, you look around and you say to yourself, where are the rest of the Kamaths? And they are there. They are there, up, down, and across. So the whole motivation was to be able to come here to recognize a male ally, somebody who is in a position of leadership and authority. A man that recognized that women do hold up half the sky, that women are half of the talent pool, and we want to be able to recognize men like that with the Male Ally Award, and we will institute that and start that next year. So thank you.